whenever it comes down to best of fives, talagang nagkakaramdaman na sila eh. Alam na nila yung pwede nilang gawin on both ends when it comes to the draft. Pero syempre, sa game natin makikita yon right now. Maglo-load up na tayo sa game and this is the last part of our game. This might be the last. This could be the road for more.
Yeah, and like I said, this is the climax, no? Ito yung deciding moment for our teams. This is where legends are made, and this is where myths are forged. Skambalow, will they succumb to the pressure, or will they come out diamonds here, or well, will they come out challengers here against West Point Esports under all of this pressure? What is on the line here? The chance to represent the Philippines as the national League of Legends team for SIBOL, right? So, what that has, what's in store for them once they're the representatives, who knows? But just watch out for the SIBOL page and see how they're gonna be progressing after this grand finals. So, yeah, Revelate on this Hecarim, very very scary. We've seen a lot of Hecarims just take over the game here depending on their build. So this is the face rush, no? Very very different. Minsan kasi they go for some go for Predator for that initial burst as well. So this is probably going to be a Revelate that wants to go in and stick to targets and just be that damaging menace and train tag everything with Death's Dance and Spirit of Dread.
Yeah, that's what I like about this now. Whenever you go for an aggressive Hecarim, kasi you're basically going in for a 50-50, but going in front is a bit better for me kasi at least in this composition, they know that they have a front line. And having Presho holding on to that advantage after the face rush, he's gonna be running around on that fight. And looking at this, starting on different sides yung both of our junglers, so we're not gonna be seeing any big fights. But it paves way for Azra to get that first triple kill in the bot lane.
Yeah, first triple kill, but with intel, that is very important intel. Yung manakuha dito ng West Point Esports, that ward onto Raptors is a pretty basic ward, but that pretty much gives them all the intel they need for the next minute or so, right? Oh, first blood by Skambalow. They get that super aggressively burning the ignite. All of the sums here from Dawn, talagang binato nila. Meanwhile, YJY still has the flash and the cleanse, but yeah, this is good first blood here for Dawn. Gonna accelerate his game plan.
Yeah, and I'm liking the pick off here. The aggression from Dawn right here. YJY can't even do anything. Kasi medyo mahirap siya. Mas mahirap i-pull off yung ginagawa niya kay Nautilus kanina with this Caitlyn kaysa sa Leona. Kasi Leona really goes on to the back lang talaga. Dire-diretso siya compared to a Dredge line.
Yeah, and for this kind of matchup, you just need to be wary, right? You just need to, because YJY has the cleanse, there's a lot of like risk involved, or there's a lot of failure chance involved in trying to go for YJY, so they just go straight for Cresho, force the ignite, which means they have less kill pressure in case Revelate comes in for the gank, right? They have, both junglers have pretty much cleared their bot side jungle, and they're actually both moving down this bot lane for Revelate to get the revenge kill and for Azra to start that snowball. So if we see that fight once again, it is going to be bloody, and that could start a snowball for either of these teams.
Yep, getting the snowball. West Point Esports looking for every chance that they can. They lost the advantage, they lost the priority in the bot lane, so it's gonna be hard for them to set this up. It's gonna be good for Azra though, that yung rotation niya talaga is focused on the bot lane, but because of this, West Point Esports might go for an angle in where they take the dragon, but because they lost that first one, it's gonna be hard for them to take that.
Well, to be fair, because Dawn has to pay the Tear of the Goddess tax, the combat stats are pretty much even in this bot lane, right? This is just Skambalow investing... Oh, Hex Flash? Nothing. So, this is basically just investing some gold here to accelerate his build by like 400 gold, right? So this should still be a relatively even lane for YJY and Cresho between Dawn and Ayman as well. It's really going to be if the next skill is going to do it for our bot lane, and that's gonna depend on Revelate and Azra on whether they're gonna go. Ayman looking for it. Napakalaki ng first damage dito when they go for that, all those passive procs on this Leona.
And yes, Azra also is in the bottom side of the map, so getting this priority in the bot lane is very important for their side para makuha agad to ng Skambalow. Skambalow has been very successful in getting these first drakes, no? So, West Point Esports, they're just okay to give that. It's a Cloud Drake anyway, so it's gonna be good for them to take it. Kasi if West Point Esports would be able to take it, that's just gonna give a lot of openings for Revenant.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Skambalow does take it away. Once we see what the next Drake is going to be, we can make some assumptions on how much priority they're going to give onto that Drake. Maybe the Rift Herald is more valuable to them later. Parzival just making sure to clear this wave, deal some damage against Jerem as much as possible. He's not really looking for a dive here. He's not really looking for a backtimer as well. He just got this page, but it's pretty much just applying pressure onto Jerem. Maybe set up a maybe set up a dive for Revelate, especially when he reaches level 6 soon.
Yeah, really good though. Really good that it's slowing down the pace for both of our teams. Now they're just not getting. They're really going for full push down on both of our junglers. Maybe later on the level 6 now, and the Rift Herald comes out, and where so far, no, medyo naging crucial yung mga Rift Herald takes natin kasi whenever it happens, they can take down a turret every time. And they could capitalize on that. That's why West Point Esports is playing around that whenever it comes down to it. That's why they went in for the bot lane rotation for their jungler. That's why Revelate started on the bottom side para may priority sila sa Rift Herald later.
For sure. And when they do get that priority, when they try to contest that Rift Herald, it's gonna be a pretty bloody fight here. Once Calumnia, and already got their item here. It's a little bit of stats, not too impactful. Seanmaker actually going for, instead of going for like Lost Chapter, actually just going for the Kindle Gem here just for a little bit more longevity and ability haste. This does mean he's not gonna have mana problems. He has corrupting pots, but it's definitely not the same kind of longevity from Lost Chapter as well. Meanwhile, Lumia is just chilling. He's already bought his items, just waiting for an opportunity maybe to get a kill, get a roam, Rift Herald fight, maybe get the assassination on there after the initial dust settles. And it's really just going to be West Point Esports looking for an opportunity.
Yeah, what I like about the Seanmaker picking up this Vex is that whenever there's a Vex on your team, she's not easy to take down. In any way, she's not easy to take down, especially if you're using an assassin. She's gonna cancel you out of your combo for sure. And also, she has great waves here.
Yeah. And here, Cresho just giving Calumnia a little bit of a push here. Make sure that his presence is felt. Calumnia not gonna get ganked. Hanging around the corner here as well. He also wants to be in position to disrupt if ever there's a fight around this Rift Herald. But they are once again gonna give it over to Skambalow here. So another big objective taken by Skambalow. Maybe they can leverage this into like an extra 1.5k gold. If not though, it's not too bad for West Point if they don't get a big use out of this Rift Herald. But for now, next Drake is gonna be the thing that they want to be fighting around. Revelate still farming through. No big loci of vision around this area.
Yeah, and then you like that. It's really slow for West Point Esports right now. They're not taking over the map like what I'm expecting them to be. But yeah, look at what we said a while ago, Hyron. Parzival is making us eat our words because he's just dominating this lane.
And Azra is right around the corner, so he has to respect this. I think he's just going for the turret, but he has to be very careful. He is on that Meganar, but he's gonna run out soon. So Parzival, he does have the backup here. Yeah, he does have the backup of Revelate right around the corner. But the thing is, that was pretty deep into turret range and going melee on that turret. So for now though, they're not gonna pull any triggers just yet. Just the first kill, which at this point doesn't really matter. It just accelerates. At this point, the 300 gold matters in terms of like when he gets his first item here, but in the grand scheme of things, it should be relatively even still.
Yeah, I really like I don't know. Now, look at the vision coming in from the side of Skambalow. They have all the visions on the jungle before it even drops out, and nakapag-reset na rin si Leona. So later on, after a clear turn on West Point Esports, they could really put down all the rewards again. So with that, it's gonna be easier for them to get this objective again. Maybe West Point Esports is looking for another angle na gusto nilang low down. Let's not take the first two drakes, let's just stack the next drake that's gonna come out.
And once that next Drake spawns, could be the fight that they need. If you look at where they're at in terms of the items here, it should be that's gonna be a big pickup here. Iman looking for misses the gift, gets the emote and the flash too. Oh man, YJ, why YJ, why? With the BM there. It is a flash though. That is, in the end, they win because all Iman needed to do was Hex Flash. But West Point does have the initiative on this Drake. Because that Zenith Blade did not hit, Skambalow has the initiative. They're gonna try and contest it. Oh, have to be careful.
Nice
Stole the Mountain Drake, but in comes Onslaught of Shadows immediately onto Azra. No resets for you, but it is gonna be them flashing over. Shuriken Flip, Sean Maker just chilling while the rest of his team falls apart. Iman goes down as Columbia picks up the kill. That is going to be the Drake stolen, but with a few kills taken by West Point, it might be just a little bit worth.
Yeah, that was what they needed. It's time for Columbia and also YJ to get some kills of their own, but now Skambalow got the Drake though, which is what's important. But because of this, I mean, they got the Ethereal Gold right here in the bot lane though. That's why Azra was able to pick up this Divine Sunday.
Let's take a look at how this replay went down, where it all went wrong.
Look at how Sean Maker can't even go in because Azra is already down. If he tried to go in there, he's probably gonna die, but with the convergence, with the crosshair placement from the members of West Point Esports, that just shows how much communication is working in their favor.
Yeah, and this is once again the same thing with YJY on the Caitlyn where he points at the target with his ulti, and that's like the signal. That's like the signal flare for the rest of West Point. Yan yung Onslaught of Shadows mo. Yan yung perfect execution mo. If he's not dead, if he's not dead by the end of this fight, then I don't know, right? If he's not dead by the end of this fight, ewan ko na lang.
And what I like about pointing out yung kung sino yung target nila, whenever someone falls down, at this point in the game, it's very important, no? Kasi mawawalan sila ng big chunk of the damage. Kasi at this point in the game, sobrang laki pa ng damage. Even the supports have a lot of damage. I mean, it's 12 minutes in the game, so they can still chunk out. So losing one member on a crucial fight is very important. And that is why West Point Esports are just looking for it every time.
Yeah. And for the most part, the biggest, a lot of the damage as well. Like Iman, if he catches someone out with a Zenith Blade, once again, that's a lot of damage from the aftershock, from the Eclipse, from the Sunlight Frost as well. Meanwhile, Cresho is all about just keeping up the utility. Oh, that just barely missed.
Polar flare.
YJY, what is that immediate cleanse?
Whoa!
Hello? But Azra still gets the kill.
He's
no,
alive.
he doesn't. YJY survives. I'm surprised he didn't go for a thumbs up emote right there. But this does give Skambalow a little bit of priority here in this bot lane. Even though they didn't get the kill, they're still gonna get this turret for sure. There's no one to respond to that. Meanwhile, West Point takes this opportunity to go topside. So they're getting really delayed by the plating defense up whenever a plating gets broken down. So that delayed will like 5 seconds. Meanwhile, Parzival and Cresho, they're able to take down half of the HP of this inner turret, plus stealing away the blue buff. So when the next Rift Herald spawns, they can actually leverage it. Of course, I think I'd rather take it mid than top. I think mid has a lot more value in that regard. But if they wanted to just gather the gold, harvest the gold from top lane inner, that's definitely something that can go for, because that's just one Rift Herald charge away.
Yeah, and again, all I can say is that they still want to go for this though. They have the priority on for the Rift Herald kasi binigyan na naman nila kanina. Let's take this for our own so that we can go for more fights. We can take down a lot of tower pressure. Parzival though.
Parzival has Mega. Yeah, and Skambalow, if they wait it out, they're gonna lose the Rift Herald. I think they're just gonna back off. Parzival though, naghahanap ng away, but he's not gonna find it right here. In the end, it's just Columbia getting even more farm in the sidelines, them getting Rift Herald, which they can use mid lane. Pretty sure that would be the play here. Let me just double check. Solar Flare almost hitting center, but Shuriken Flip gonna save him just right there.
Yeah. I like that. how this is all gonna go for West Point Esports. But Skambalow, they need to pass enough because most of these members are gonna be bursting them out later on. Merej, or rather Jerem, already has the Divine Sunder, so maybe he can go for fights that he can really deal with. Lunar is just super hard to take down, especially with the Hull Breaker, so yeah, he can just go for wait for the late game, wait for the damage to scale up. Pero pag ginawa kasi nila yun, they don't have enough damage to do anything anymore. The only damage choice na meron sila is Jerem. I'm not expecting Dawn to have a lot of damage in the late game.
Yeah, and in comes double Divine Sunder. Isn't really, it's more of a sustain item, right? We've got player camps here, we've got an unlockable character on the side of Skambalow. But with double Divine Sunder, even though it does keep them in the fight for much longer, they don't really have the same amount of damage as Sage. And just because they have to build into that, it's gonna be a fight. So as Cresho taking a lot of damage, the missing shot missing, but in comes the Zenith Blade. Cresho, Jerem does finish off the kill here. Teleport coming in hot from Calumnia. Can they actually pick something off here? Jerem caught between a rock and a hard place. Here comes the signal flare. Columbia comes in. Can he execute him before he gets saved? That's the That's a 5-point strike. Not hitting. He does get the execution out of there. Gets out safely. Parzival finishes off the kill. And in comes the horse. Revelate coming in, charging in. YJY picks up the kill with his sniper rifle. That's going to be a two-shot barrage hitting. Missing on Calumnia. In comes the Ninja to take down the Azra. And that's going to be Parzival getting knocked around. Brusco, Hecarim, and Nar just smacked around left and right, and in comes the Drake, being taken by West Point for sure. Meanwhile, Skambalow will be trying to trade back to mid lane. Let's break that down, Dash. What happened in that team fight?
Yeah, look at the smart people. They tried to get the kill on YJY. They use a lot of their ultimates here. Hextech ultimatum is down. They used the Solar Flare already. So this is the chance for West Point Esports to fight back. Kaya ginamit talaga nila yung chance na yun. Take down Jerem. After that, they don't have enough damage anymore. Dawn is not going to be dealing a lot of damage sa mga boosts kanila. That's what they use. Parzival and Revelate just played with them. Yung may drain tank tayong isa, may makuna tayong Parzival with has the Mega Nor, and that was set in stone for West Point.
And Calumnia threading the needle there, being close to death twice, but still confident enough to pick up 2 kills in that fight. They use the Rift Herald bot side as well. So basically, you take out the flanks, makes the middle part, makes the center, controlling the center a lot easier, right? Like you don't have, it's like chess. You don't have to control the center to control it. You just might need to control the space around it, and that's essentially indirect control over it. So once they get these two. Oh, silence out YJY. No escape. This is what I was talking about. If you want to just isolate the YJY, go for the Camille Leona. And that's what they got there. Big kill. I don't think that was a shutdown though, but that's still a kill on a key member of Skambalow. And Calumnia though, gonna 1v1 versus Azra. No, here comes the squad, the green squad, and he's gonna be able to just get out of there. Denies the blast cone as well. So right now, no big objectives. It's just really them positioning to try and get that mid lane turret. Parzival, we're looking for a mega big rock. He doesn't have the flash here, so he can't really jump over, but nothing too big. They're really just seeing if anyone makes a mistake, get a kill, get mid lane turret. No Drake just yet.
Yeah. Losing YJY is a big chunk of damage ngayon for the side of West Point Esports, but because they weren't able, wala rin namang objectives all around the map, kaya it's still okay for West Point Esports. So Skambalow need to find the answers here, especially in the top lane. If ever Jerem could take down that turret, at least for this next objective onto the top side, hindi sila masyadong mapipressure ng West Point Esports. Kailangan nila maghanap ng mga silver linings sa mga problema na meron sila ngayon, kasi there's a lot of tower pressure on both top side and bot side sa side ng West Point Esports. So Skambalow just need to play around that.
Yeah, for sure. This 3k gold lead. It is pretty substantial, but it's not insurmountable compared to how decisive West Point were in their previous game. But here, Cresho, seeing if he can get the slow for Soulfire to set up, Revelate going for the charge. But let's see. Nothing too big just yet. The Baron is going to be up, but I don't think either of these teams are going to go straight for it immediately. Especially, yeah, they don't really have the tools to go take it raw. They just have to prep it with the vision. They just have to like maybe get 1 or 2 kills, maybe onto Azra. The next big fight is definitely going to be on the side of the Drake, and it is the Hex Drakes, right? So this is very important for both of both of these like laners, like bot laners here, especially the Caitlyn more than the Ezreal, but both are fine. And also in Revelate, who does weave in auto attacks in between the rampages.
Yeah, this is nice now. Jerem is slowly building up on his items, and that is really what you need whenever you have a Camille in your team. But with the 2-item advantage na meron yung West Point Esports, mas malaking threat si Parzival, especially when it comes to the clashes, kasi if ever he sets up, it's gonna be hard for Skambalow. There's not a lot of ways to get out from this team composition, so they go for picks. YJ1 is the viable target for them kasi even with the cleanse, Hextech ultimatum is not gonna get cancelled.
For sure. But here though, for the most part, like I said, it's just them poking at each other's defenses. This is kind of a lull in the game until the next response is gonna come up in the next minute or so, and that's when we're gonna start seeing more action. And it's just them preparing these side lanes, right? Like we're seeing Parzival shoving the wave in, giving Jerem something to worry about. Calumnia is constantly going in and out of vision here topside, so he clears the wave, waits around to see if someone clears it. If there's someone and he thinks he's gonna 1v1 it, he's gonna go and try for the assassination. It's also an intel thing, right? If Calumnia clears the wave and leaves, Skambalow has to think, okay, nasaan si Calumnia? Is he gonna go in for the flank here mid lane? Is he recalling and just getting his items? That's really what they want Skambalow to think, right? Especially while Drake is coming up very, very soon. Teleport coming in. I think this is Sean Maker. Oh no, it's Jerem.
They have the Drake. They don't have Sean Maker yet, but they have the TP to work with. And remember, YJY already has his cleanse. If ever he missteps, it's gonna be okay because he's gonna be getting away from this fight. They need to take that down on the side of Skambalow. If ever Sean Maker starts this fight with this ult.
Hintay lang siya. Here comes the ace in the hole there. Getting up the trampling charge. Calumnia immediately goes for Dawn there. And that is just the assassination nation for West Point Esports PH. No deaths on their side. They finish the fight in a flash like a real shinobi. And Calumnia is looking for more kills there. They're definitely gonna get this Drake. They're starting to get back what they lost in the earlier game against Skambalow. Like you said, they're willing to let 2 of the Drakes go, but after that they're gonna start stacking the Hex Drakes, right? Like I mean, there's no way that they knew it was gonna be Hex Rift, but either way, look at how beautiful that image was.
Yeah, just because Calumnia, I mean, Skambalow was able to scatter around. It's also because of the fact that merong onslaught of the shadows na ginamit si Revelate during that fight. That's why they don't know where to go. And that is where Calumnia shines the most. Whenever someone gets out of position, pag hindi sila naka-front to back, Calumnia would just be there to get a perfect execution. Skambalow,
for sure,
more with the positioning, kaya pa nila ma-turn around to a 4K gold lead. I mean, a 5K gold lead is still super small. And kayang-kaya pa nila HA down.
And really, that's what the Hecarim is there for, right? Because he is going on a more tankier build here with Chem Tank, and as well as the Wing Potions here, so it's really more about being a battering ram. Or actually, oh no, that's gonna be a kill onto Presho. How much did they commit onto that though? They're gonna take out Revelate super easy. Azra picks up the kill. He's gonna be taking the form of the horse here. Is the rest of West Point Esports gonna disengage from this? No, they're still gonna try and take out this turret. Dawn comes in, Parzival very, very low. That Meganar is ticking down. This is Calumnia facing off against Jerem here. This is most likely going to be a kill in the hands of this Akali unless Jerem goes for no. Perfect execution. Make sure that does not happen. Baron is ticking down though. And it doesn't seem like West Point Esports is in a position to try and contest that, so they're just going to go for mid lane. Unfortunate for West Point. Very crucial kill there onto 2 team members.
Yeah, good play for Skambalow. They played around the... Kumbaga, yung kanina sinabi ko na si Calumnia is playing around the mispositioning of members ng West Point Esports. And because wala si Calumnia, wala yung threat na yun sa mid lane kanina, they can go for fights. They can take down anyone. They have the CC to work with anyway, and Azra could deal some damage after the reset. That's gonna be a win. And YJY and Parzival were not in a position to react dun sa nangyayari while Vision is being taken by West Point.
So right now, the next few minutes is basically Skambalow's chance to break even here against West Point Esports because 4K, 3.4K gold lead at 25 minutes is becoming less and less relevant. It is still substantial, but with this Baron, they can try and use this time where they're pressuring West Point instead of the other way around to get their bearings, maybe find more fights with a boosted stance as well as just, you know, maybe get a turret or two, close the gap in terms of gold. And West Point Esports, though, they have to pay for that blunder, that big blunder that Cresho and Revelate were committed in that topside jungle.
That's good. That's smart from Skambalow to be doing that, getting those kills, try to take some towers for themselves. Para mabawasan yung pressure ng West Point Esports. West Point Esports wasn't even, yeah, they were able to take the tower in the mid games, pero still workable for the side of Skambalow. May 3k gold lead lang naman. It's not really that far. And this is the time in where Dawn is just good. He has the Cyrilda's Grudge. He has 3 items on his hand, so he could just poke out before they go for an all-in against West Point.
Cyrilda's Grudge is particularly useful here, relevant here against Revelate, right? Like, if Revelate misses the mark with his Onslaught of Shadows and he has to gap close manually against Dawn, then the Cyrilda's is definitely going to be making it very difficult for him. And if YJY somehow gets snagged by a Mystic Shot or even or more likely the Two-Shot Barrage, then that could set up for a play from Sean Maker, Azra, or Jerem here. Once again, the Hextech Ultimatum is the kryptonite here for YJY. He gets caught in that without any support, and they're not able to kill Jerem before YJY gets dogged down. Then that's pretty much one big damage source gone for West Point Esports, and Calumnia might not be enough if there's no initial burst damage from him and Revelate.
It's not a lot of flash to work with here for West Point Esports. I mean, Parzival would have it in just a jiffy. I think it's a perfect time right now. So they have a lot of flashes. All of them have flashes during this next fight that's going to happen. And it's going to be crucial on how they use them. Are they going to use it aggressively or defensively? Yeah, the Death Rush onto the bot side. But Calumnia, look at how much pressure Calumnia has. Iniiwasan talaga siya ni Jerem kasi he knows that he's going to lose if he tries to 1v1 him.
Yeah, Revelate trying to challenge Skambalow here. They know that the next Drake is coming up very, very soon. If you look at the side lanes, I do think that West Point, that's why they're sending Jerem here at the top side to clear out that wave. Maybe even pushing the tower if West Point commits too hard onto this Drake. But they are going to start it. They are on red side, but they have to be careful not to get poked down by Dawn. And one hit, for example, is a Mystic Shot or teleport from downtown. They have to reaffirm their battle lines here. They're gonna go straight in. That's gonna be Sean Maker being taken down. Shot down onto Parzival. Can he get the reset? Jerem going crazy as well. Calumnia picks up the kill, but is not able to continue the fight. That's a 3-4-2 so far though. Cresho and YJY still alive. This is still a fight that they can win if they can space very, very well. Azra though, looking for a kill here in the Vape Niche. Cresho, YJY, they're trying to lifesteal up here, see if they can go for a last stand here. Cresho making some space for himself. Dawn has to be careful, goes for a flash into the Spectral Maw. Shut down in means that Azra is gonna be able to take down Cresho here for sure, or Dawn. Mukhang binibigay nga nila ang kill dito saka talaga kay Dawn here, and that is gonna be an ace. Evens up the gold, most likely gives them the Drake here, and that's soul point here for Skambalow.
Yeah, good positioning from Skambalow. That's why they were able to win that fight. After Azra was able to get the one reset, that just snowballed in their favor. West Point Esports, yes, Parzival was able to get a really great Mega Narc, but wala nang follow-up at that point. Calumnia wasn't even able to position himself well. Also, because YJY lost a lot of his traps there, he wasn't able to stop a lot of the pushes coming in from Skambalow. So that is a good thing. What's good about that is that na-lessen yung goal gap. Skambalow can make this work.
Yeah. And once the next Baron comes up, the fight is going to be a lot more even. And if the battle, I thought that West Point Esports were going to be able to re-establish the battle lines, right? Like prevent Skambalow from going all in onto YJY and let Calumnia wreak havoc in the backline where Revelate and Parzival deal tank frontline while YJY free hits. And because Revelate actually went for the tanky build here with the Chem Tank and the Deadman's Plate, after the initial burst he has with the devastating charge, there's actually not much hold, but with the flee prevents the body block. And here they go for, they try to trap Columbia, they do get it though. That's gonna be Azra on in the body of that Akali. Sean May here taking a lot of damage from Parzival, definitely tanking a lot. YJY, where is his front line? Yes, there we go. Parzival is able to deal so much damage, crashing them onto the wall. Jerem goes golden, but now he's just a red splatter in the river. That's gonna be Azra, despite the resets, not enough. And now West Point, okay, Azra, he has a smite. He doesn't have his flash, but maybe he'll try and go for a steal here. This is level 14 versus level 14. It's 50-50, mga kaibigan. Will it be the steal from Azra? It's not going to happen. They need to preserve his life. Make sure that he's there to defend once West Point Esports regroups, gets that 5k gold lead, and now they're gonna come crashing down here with this super powerful push that they have with YJY.
Ooh, that's a good look at the smart play. During this fight, they were able to take down Dawn. That is the most important part, and look at how much pressure Columbia did. 3 people are on his face when they were fighting onto the backline. That's why Dawn was open. And this, during that last part, Parzival, they were just setting up Parzival to get that goal. That was a fat Gnar. And that was what turned things around, getting the Baron. Page out of the book of Skambalow, and West Point Esports turned things around again, getting the gold gap in their favor.
Once again though, 5k not insurmountable. If Skambalow gets a good team fight where Azra gets an early reset, or a crucial reset where the iframes gives Skambalow enough time to support this Viego, then West Point Esports is going to be in a very tough spot. But if the fight goes like that again, where Revelate is able to set up a kill for YJY, the fear was crucial there. It basically meant that there was no one to body block for Dawn against that ace in the hole. Gets the finishing blow, YJY gets a big shutdown, and accelerates his game plan, and both of these carries are at around 4 big items plus boots here, and they're just going to be waiting for their next. But with the Baron buff, they're going to come crashing down onto inner turret here, because they don't need to send someone top lane. I think they're just going to go pinch the top and bottom for this one, and that should be enough for them to break open, and then after that they can set up. It's going to be devastating charge here. Onslaught of Shadows onto Dawn here. In comes that Gnar! Gets dunked into the wall! And that is going to be YJY still free, hitting Columbia, looking for an opening here, still full energy.
YJY though.
Skambalow surviving, repelling West Point Esports, just waiting for the wave here. 40 seconds on Dawn though. If any of Skambalow die while Dawn is still ticking, then the staggered death timers might mean game. Jerem's gonna go for Hex Cultivator onto Revenant, but not on the correct target. Columbia comes in, deals so much damage. He's gonna be Azra trying to find an opening, gets the Heartbreaker for the escape, but Parzival is gonna be coming in to try and deal some damage while the inhib gets taken down. The ace in the hole, Azra, Mr. President, get down! And he gets that, but the rest of his team is sputtering. The turrets are going down. 40 seconds on Jerem. Can they make it happen? Yes, Skambalow with their last stand here. Not gonna be happening. West Point backs off. They decide it's better to play it by the book. Don't get greedy. They spend the gold that they got from there and then return with a vengeance. We already opened up their mid lane inhib. Let's go for the side lanes now.
Yeah, 6 towers down. They went in for the TP for Parzival. Shadow Surge is gonna come in. Now it's down in this Hextech Drake fight. That was very important for Sean Maker to have, but because he wasn't able to hit,
oh, this is
he
Soul.
lost a chunk of their CC. So this is gonna be, yeah, they need to get this. West Point Esports need to get this, because if Skambalow might have just steal it, it's gonna be hard.
If they kill Azra here, they have to kill Azra here. Yes, they go for the shutdown onto Azra. Now there's no more jungler here. If this gets stolen, I think gonna alam. But here, they do secure, they're denied the soul here. Columbia gets a kill onto Jerem. That is gonna be the signal flare, mark for death here. Even though you go golden, you're still gonna be a double kill for Columbia. Dawn gonna try and make some space. Nice golden time there from Parzival. In comes Revelate, tap for his
He's
team.
dead.
Does get killed. He's gonna be a dead horse meat right there, but the rest of West Point is rolling down the hills like cavalry, going for the Nexus straight up Dawn. He doesn't have a lot of wave clear here. Iman goes down. He's the sole member. West Point, they're gonna go straight for the Nexus, leaving Dawn alone to witness the defeat. And that's gonna be West Point Esports. They're your SIBOL representatives for the Philippines in League of Legends. Skambalow gets a taste of their own medicine. 0-3 as West Point takes it away with a sweep.